Hey, I saw this past weekend Abigail. Okay, I've been seeing the previews for this for the last couple of months, and this movie turned out exactly the way I felt it was gonna be in light of the preview. Um, I liked it. It was a good vampire movie. It was, and I'm not. It's by Universal, and of course, Universal kind of pretty much owns and monopolizes the vampire franchise. If you think about it, because they're the ones that carry the Dracula name. But I remember back in the '80s when I went to see a movie called The Lost Boys, right? And how fun that movie was. I think I saw it like 3 times that summer. It was the summer of '87. The music was great. The story was great. And then I saw another movie, I think maybe a year or two later, called Clue, with Tim Curry. Tim Curry was in it. And how funny it was, and the whole whodunit thing. Abigail, to me, was good because it kind of was, in a way, a mesh between those two particular kinds of scenarios. Okay? It was kind of Clue meets The Lost Boys in a certain way, or Clue meets Fright Night. Because Fright Night, it kind of reminded me of Fright Night too, but more The Lost Boys. What's the story about? It's about a group of hired kidnappers who take from different backgrounds. They don't know anything about each other. They they kidnap this, apparently wealthy young lady, and they take her away to some mansion or whatever. And, they're told by the guy who hired them, and of course you recognize this guy, he's in everything these days, that they have 24 hours to hold on to this kid until they're paid the ransom, and then they all get a cut, right? As long as the girl stays chained and locked up in the bedroom upstairs, no problem. Okay, so their only, direction at that point was to kind of just babysit. However, they didn't understand that the girl they were babysitting was a vampire. A vampire that's centuries old and knows a thing or two about ripping people apart in a very gory fashion. As a matter of fact, this is it's been a long time in a vampire movie. I think maybe Reinfeld, that came out last year, is about the same kind of gore or whatever. This one was gory. This one had blood and gore all over the damn place, and it had, to me, there was something in this movie also that if you're a True Blood fan, you would see elements of it. I won't tell you what it is here. I want you to be surprised and be like, yeah, that's like in True Blood. That's it. That's all I'm saying about that. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It wasn't scary. A movie like that just doesn't scare like that. But it does entertain. And you see what happens with each of the kidnappers, especially, and I forgot her last name, but her first name is Melissa. That's her her real name, right? As a matter of fact, with all the thing going on, with that controversy with the next Scream movie and something she posted, and she quit or she got fired. I don't know what happened there. I barely pay attention to that nonsense and stuff like that. But seeing how she was in this, it really shows this young lady still has a bright career ahead of her. She doesn't need no Scream. As a matter of fact, I think one of the people who made the movie, a producer or something, was one of the people that did Scream 6, which she was in. So, there's still hope. There's still hope. My hat is a little crooked. There it is. Okay. It's still crooked. I'd like to give Abigail a good. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna give her 3 coffee cups. It was a good story, awesome story. I loved it. Entertaining, full of fuel and caffeine and blood and gore. So if you're up for that, go for it. Enjoy. And then when you go and see this movie and enjoy it, if you haven't done so yet, come back and talk to me, comment below, and share with me your thoughts on Abigail, the newest horror film to be released in theaters. There's a couple more that came out. Oh, by the way, there's a side note. That movie I reviewed a few weeks ago, Late Night with the Devil, it's out on Shudder now. So go check it out if you haven't, and then check out my review of it and let me know what you think. All right? Please consider subscribing, tap on the bell for future notifications, for future horror and coffee content. I will leave the details of Abigail and what this vampire does. By the way, her dad also is in it, who's also logically a vampire. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's really good. It's really good how it all comes together. It was great story. So until next time, this is Ralph Perez, Horror and Coffee. Enjoy, and let me know what's up. Take care.